Taxis, you cross the threshold, and that means you're going to find out. It is go time, beautiful people. The question on everybody's minds: what did the janitor yell when he jumped out of the closet? We're going to find out that and so many other things on this, the 137th day, almost in a row, of Office Hours. Office Hours, of course, is the check-in across, all 5 nations of the Brian Brushwood fandom. Everything from Scam School to Modern Rogue to X.com to Night Attack on Twitch, and of course, so help us, even LinkedIn. Hello, LinkedIn. Look, suits, I'm wearing nice clothes. Huh? Hire me for security awareness training. We'll get to that. But for all of you guys who are wondering, what the heck is this? What the heck is even going on? Allow me to introduce you to these fine folks. These right here are the elites, the Diamond Club, the real ones, the hardcores who show up every morning with their time, energy, and effort, the coin of the realm. You know that carbon is only forged in the heart of a burning star. Diamonds are forged under immense pressure over extraordinary amounts of times. And that's why these guys get my full attention. Thank you, Diamond Elite. So, today we are continuing our run through Scam School. If you missed it, I'm Brian Brushwood. I'm sort of like the internet's older brother. I've seen some stuff, and I'm sharing it all with you. You got a lot to get caught up on. 2008 was a long time ago, and so that's why we're all the way up to episode 36 of Scam School. Scam School is the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. Scam School is the only show dedicated to social engineering at the only show dedicated to the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. So good. All right. Clearly I haven't finished my coffee. So we are going to jump in with the first episode. That's right. I got multiple bits of content for you today. It's going to be great. As always, we're going to watch the episode in its entirety. You guys are going to put your questions in the chat, and I'm going to reveal a whole bunch of behind-the-scenes intel on exactly the real work on this stuff. Enjoy episode 36, Are You Dead or Alive? This episode of Scam School brought to you by Netflix. Welcome to the show that exists because there's no designated driver without a designated drinker. Scam School, the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. I'm your schoolmaster, Brian Brushwood, and today we offer an illusion, a curiosity, something that we're going to call the pulse trick. How's it going?
Good, how you doing?
I'm Brian. What's your name?
Mitch.
Mitch? You are?
Hi, I'm Lynn.
Lynn?
Hi.
Cool. What brings you guys into town?
Drinks.
Drinks, booze. Have you ever seen the toothpick pulse test?
No, what is that?
It was Chris. Is that what it was?
Chris, right.
Chris, I'm Brian. How you doing, man?
All right.
It's good to meet you. I'm gonna give you a little. I don't know if you've seen this before. I don't know whether to call this a medical lesson or what, but if you take a toothpick, you can actually check people's pulse with that. Did you know that?
No.
They teach you that in detective school?
Nope.
So if you place one across your finger like this, and the other one right here, and you rest it in there just right, if you find the pressure point, you can actually measure your pulse. There it is. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
If you get it balanced just right on a pressure point, there it is.
Yeah, you're gonna have to help me with this one.
Is it not working for you? Just try to mimic the exact position of mine right here.
I
There you
can't
go.
straighten my ring finger.
Neither can I.
It's a skill of dexterity.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Was that more in your palm?
Huh?
In your palm?
Is it not working for you?
I might be dead.
You have no pulse.
Yeah.
But you got a pulse though, right?
Yeah.
Well, between you and me, this has nothing to do with the pulse. It has everything to do with making your friends look goofy. All right, I'm gonna let you in on the gag. I'm gonna let you guys off the hook. This is total BS. This is a great way to start a conversation though. With this
Yeah, okay.
and make yourself feel superior at the same time. It's the perfect bar scam, right? Here's what you do.
the setup is exactly what you're seeing me do, right? But what you're not seeing is, in all actuality, nothing will happen. The only way something happens is that by pulling down on my index finger and pushing up on my thumb, I create a bunch of tension. And if I keep pushing forward with my thumb, this will slip and stick farther and farther forward. Now the motion is so small, you won't even see it. But if you lay another one there, it becomes something that gets amplified and something you can actually see. Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. See how if you push down, you can feel it slipping and sticking as you slide it across? That's all you want to do is create that feeling.
Like this?
Yeah, I think that'll work better for you. So again, we want it resting on the fingernail. So we're gonna pull the middle.
Okay.
There you go, just like that. And then we're gonna balance it.
Okay.
There you go.
Now my fingers don't do it that well.
Your goal should be, don't think in terms of making the other match do anything. Just think in terms of the match on your fingernail. You just want it, your job is just to drag that match grinding across your fingernail. You don't want to do the pulse thing because it's hard to time it.
Right.
Bounce, bounce, bounce like that. So instead you can just call it the dancing match. You can kind of set everything up and nothing will be going on, and then after a little while it'll start to dance around and vibrate on your finger, and the match will start rocking and rolling all around like that, and you're like, how am I doing that? And it's like, I don't know, but you should buy me a drink. That's another easy way to do it as well. But yeah, there it is, you've got it.
Yeah.
You've got it, you've got the principle down. So I want to see Lynn actually get this, because I'm convinced she can actually pull it off.
So am I.
Mitch is giving up. Yeah, especially because that would mean I don't have to pull it off.
Exactly. She's got it.
Is it going?
Yeah.
Dude, it totally is. You can see it popping in there. Dude, right up top, Lynn. You got it. You got the goods. Mitch, you're going to be back next year. I'll see you in class next year. Failed student.
Cheers.
There you go. To you guys. Good job.
Thanks.
Now remember, the pulse trick is not the kind of thing that's going to win you a free drink right off the bat. But if you want a girl to be pestering you with questions for the rest of the night, it's a good opener to start a conversation. Don't forget, if you have any success stories, or better yet, failure stories, post them at the boards at revision3.com/scamschool. Any questions, write me directly at brian@revision3.com. Now don't forget, next week we're going to have a very special episode. We're going to teach you how to hack your infrared remotes to reading Blu-ray DVDs. Until then, I'm going to go work on that rehab. All right, guys, got a homework assignment for you this week. Those of you who already subscribe to Netflix know what a ridiculous value it is, but you may not realize you have a graduate-level course in scamology at your fingertips. There are dozens of fantastic con movies out there, each one teaching you a valuable lesson about scamming. This week, you're going to watch The Sting. In this movie, you're going to learn how the wire con works, how the pigeon drop works, and the difference between a short con versus a long con. If you have Netflix, you're going to get the movie in no time, and if you don't have Netflix, here's what you're going to do. With Netflix, you can rent over 90,000 titles online, including lots of Blu-ray.
Blah, 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 blah. They didn't pay enough for me to tell you about their DVD by mail service. Although I did find it interesting that we did integrated lessons within that environment. I thought that was
those
a pretty good one.
WWWs, or we don't get any credit and you don't get any more Scam School. Now let's take some questions from the forums. User Hayes on the forums asks, will you ever deliver on your promise to do the human blockhead as a Scam School episode? Very good question. And as a matter of fact, it was hard, but we found somebody so sick, so twisted, so demented, so idiotic that he was actually willing to attempt this ridiculous stunt. None other than Andrew Bancroft, host of the Dig Reel right here at Revision 3. As a matter of fact, we're swapping guest spots. I appeared on the Dig Reel just yesterday, and in a couple of episodes, he will be attempting the human blockhead right here on Scam School. Speaking of which, it's about time for me to get to the bar.
Yeah. All right, cool. So a number of things on this. First of all, this was a good example of, look at how skeptical the body language is at the very beginning here. When we're first beginning, you can tell really reserved. She's more into it. She's playing support. But by the end of it, my favorite is by the time he gets it, you can see he's fully engaged. and having a good time. And it is a good little mystery on here. It is harder than you would think as well. There's a lot of tweakiness to it in the setup of it. I've gone through multiple iterations of trying to figure out the best way to position this one, whether it's a dancing match. I like that idea. But in general, the way it was, you kind of revert to what you know. And the way it was done to us is C.J. Johnson way back in the day did this to Bonnie and then let her spend the rest of the gig trying to get it to work. And of course it would never work. But check this out. Let's do Josie Pulse Trick Scam School. We got to revisit it just recently. Where's Josie? Let's see. Let's go to Scam Nation. I want to say videos. Yeah, here we go. So a different vibe, very different vibe, but similar content. I'll be curious to see how close I stuck to the original thing.
Is this real? Coming up. I'll be damned if it is.
What is happening in this shot?
Start measuring your heart rate using a pair of matches. And I'll be damned if it doesn't look like it's a head. Is this real?
And I'll be damned.
Also, why is my pulse so slow? Give it a try. If it works, show me.
So what's going on?
Your hand has the bumps from your heart, and it makes the thing flicker. You would never trick me.
I mean, what would I know about a little bit of trickery?
Yeah, you don't do, magic.
Do you think it's a real thing?
It looks real.
Well, then try it.
Doesn't make sense.
Oh, is it getting good now? Are we to the
not
part where now maybe
possible.
it's good?
Am I able to, wait.
Yeah, you could do this. The toughest thing is getting a rhythm.
I'm an old man. Mine's not doing it.
Oh, you did it! Oh, this is the best. You did it without knowing how you did it. I think you accidentally figured it out. That's awesome.
Wait, is it like this?
That's exactly it. So what you do is you get a little bit of tension, right? So first you're just gonna pinch like this, and then all you're doing is you're dragging it along your nail.
Helps that I have nail polish on.
It does, because you get that little slip and stick, gets amplified.
This is my heart rate. There's just no way.
No, but basically you create tension right here with your index finger pushing down against your fingernail on your middle finger. It creates tension. And then as you slide it down, you can feel it. Even without this, you can feel kind of the slip and stick action on there. So if you just drag this along, you can kind of see it. Isn't that great? All right,
Yes.
Here, let me see you get it. Yeah, you got it. Boy, that's really good.
That
You
was
got
a
it
good
down.
one. That was a good
That's
one.
awesome. All right, so I need the Josie rating on this one. How does this one compare? Where
I guess I was thinking more like I'm at the bar and I want to, because I'm always at the bar. I'm at the bar and I just want to show someone a trick and then they try it and then it doesn't work and I'm like,
that's exactly what it is.
but that feels really annoying.
I know.
It doesn't sound fun.
Your mom and I had it done to us that way, and then it became a running joke for like a year.
And then you're at the bar and you're like, well, I'll be damned.
It is kind of a cool fooler.
Fooler? I hardly know her. Can't do that. Thank you.
Yeah, so in that case, we pivot to a narrative about number one, part of that video is mainly to just update everyone like, Josie, she's different now. And that's a bit why I had a more luxurious edit on there. She was making more adult jokes, of course. And also, she was able to do it in a way that the folks at the bar were not. And that's right. I saw some of you guys in the chat pointing out that we had a proto C block. It's starting to come together. And that's also the first time, if we go back, this is the first time that I kind of clumsily stumbled into Toast Me, because that's the superior end.
She's got it.
Is it going?
You got it?
So we do the high fives.
You're going to be back next year.
And then-
I'll see you in class next year. Hey, students.
Cheers.
There you go. To you guys. Good job.
Thanks.
There we go. Here's that iconic image. It only took us 36 episodes to find it. That's remarkable to me, man. Yeah, that is pretty funny that I like the fact that Josie gets to be the spicy one now. I get to play the straight man. Hello, Sovereign Dirt. Good to see you guys. Oh, as a matter of fact, I didn't say hello to everyone. Here, let's do the rundown. Good morning, Taylor Latest. Good morning, Flocinaci, Banterat, Princess Judith, Cliff Horn, Dylan Theus, the old schooler, the Mike Ruler, Killer Spud, G. James B, Matt York, Hawk Worley, Kurameturiku, Flying Car 100, Sixter 4157, and Newcomb 9535. Is Newcomb a new visitor? Is Newcomb somebody getting their diamond wings for the very first time? I'm not sure. Let's see. BioCow, good to see you. Alan on 6666. Vincent Veldkamp. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Sovereign Dirt. And Nicholas George. We did it. We got there. So place your bets, people. This episode, first published 2009 on YouTube. Episode 36. Let me see. How many views do you think it got? Because this one's pretty good. The toast was invented by that woman rather than Brian. Ooh, that's right. Look, man, nobody said Brian was smart, but he does recognize a good idea when he sees it. We got 17.5 thousand, 11,000, 11,000, and the answer is 170,000. Ooh, what happened here? Well, that's crazy. Let's look at the analytics on this guy. So let's go all time. Is this the first hit? That's amazing. And so look at this. It stayed quiet. This is 2010, 2013, a little bit of a bump in 2014. Look at that. 2015, it starts to get a spike. I wonder what happens during that time. Oh, we can't see the reach during that time. But the click-through rate. Oh, this is so fascinating. You can see the click-through rate remains good. And then when the channel gets quiet, it gets lower. Well, of course, it's probably not being shown as much. Yeah, just a few impressions being folded in. But I'll tell you what, I suspect a big part of this hanging on the way it is the fact that it's got a timeless thumbnail. If you look at that thumbnail, it's just a close-up of a finger of pulse and a timeless title, Are You Alive or Dead? Which, slightly bombastic. Are you dead or alive? That's incredible. So that means there's going to be a lot of comments. So here we go. Let's jump in on the comments. I may have linked to it, Not Scary Steve, in a 2015 book. 2015, though, would also be when the TV show was out. So it's like if you knew that guy from that show, then Scam School would have been the channel that you would have seen, and then this would have been one of the back catalog all-timers. You know what? We can get a clue on it by looking at the retention graph as well. So in this case, that's strong retention. Look at that. We're still holding, at 23 seconds in, we're holding 72% of the audience. And then, of course, you know, whatever. Very few people are going to stick around through the ad. I think that's the heavy lifting algorithmically. If you have a 6% click-through rate and then that kind of retention, then that's gonna be the way. Back then, Cliff Horn, I believe the thumbnails were auto-generated. This is just so all the thumbnails that we've seen so far are just screenshots, either randomly or manually selected. It is a clickbaity title, and the viewer is the main character, which apparently matters. Again, that is a provisional thesis that I'm just watching play out again and again. You guys are, by dint of being the wild ones who are willing to show up every day, you get the cutting edge frontier Brian emerging knowledge base. Yep. Brick TV Night Attack days. So that would have been around that time. And also, this is before there was another channel to diversify interests in. So in this case, yeah. Like, in general, everything was the most targeted right then. Nobody sticks around for the ending. That's exactly right. Good morning, James Cobalt. And so, let me see what else I wrote here. Let's, oh, wait, we're going to do comments. I'm still here. I never left. Thank you. With Victor B says, this needs to be brought back with an update. Oh, hey, we did the update with Josie. How'd you like it? How does Brian pick anything up with no fingernails? Aha. Brian forgot he was dealing with toothpicks and started calling them matches. Yeah, that happens. Still alive. High five. Next time, watch for pickled hands. Ouch, you've been jinxed. For picked hands? What? That hair is awesome. What happened to it? I got a TV show. So now I look more boring. Schrodinger's cat. Ha. He keeps on saying match. Yup. Ah, my God, that hair. It was majestic. The non-trick way is to break off a point on the toothpick or use a matchstick under a flat thumb onto the blunt end. Place your device on your wrist in the right spot and see it dance. Oh, wow. I never thought to do the legit version. I'm both because I'm in my room with no light and a closed door and a tiny piece of uranium. That's a Schrodinger's cat joke. I want to know how you can go outside dressed like this without being emotionally suicidal. I have high self-esteem. Use a weird wig to brush wood. Ah. Or undead. Legit point. I wanted to find out, XD. Ah. I'm alive. Yay. 10 years ago. First vid. Oh, that's... first vid I saw. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for sticking around. You should join us for the live streams. ... We're walking through all the old episodes. I can't find the Sting on Netflix. How about now? Question mark. You should show us how to do it, because I can't. We just posted an update video with my adult daughter, who was a baby when we shot the first one. Hey, I can't answer this question. I haven't looked at the box yet. I did it not nearly as well as you, but I'm sure it takes some practice. Yeah. Okay, it's been 10 years. Did you get it down? I don't get it. watch it again. What if I'm not dead or alive? Ooh. This is really good. Thanks. Hope you hopefully you've watched a few more over the last 10 years. That is a really dark video title. Ha ha ha, love it. LOL. This was the first episode to pop past 100K views. I think it was the title. Brian. How much time do you spend fixing your hair? Please don't say longer than average a girl in the morning. That hair was surprisingly low maintenance. Just maintenance. Just 9 minutes once every 3 days. I can't do it. Keep trying. You're 11 years older now. What the fuck, that hair? You can't take serious a guy with a hair like that. I agree. 14,920 views. Wow. 90 likes, 11 dislikes. Whoa. You caught it just before it got big. I can nearly do it. Well done. Yeah, his name is Bitch? No, yeah, Mitch. His hair is pretty distracting. I was definitely going for Guile. Boom. Damn, I think my toothpick is not moving. Am I dead or alive? Well, it's an actual medical test. So, of course I'm dead. Oof. I'm alive. Yay. Reno, I'm late. What? You're not the only one. Ha. Bitch better give me a high five. Yeah. There's some bubbling about as we try to figure out how to end the bit for sure. Woo! Scam School 15 years ago. Woo! 15 years later. Wow, Scam School is such a sellout. I don't even know what that means. It's been a dozen years since you typed this. Any chance you can elaborate? Right. Oh my God, did we get through all of them? Look at that. Nice. Waggly. Waggly. That's great. Awesome. I just realized I almost flashed the secret next episode. Okay, let's take a look here. We've got The Sting is not on the on Netflix now. Aha, St. Veers. Almost made it to this one. St. Veers, I'm glad you made it, man. Let's see. Not even Cool Cats, BioCow. Good morning, Oswald the Rabbit. We're doing well. Thank you so much for piping in with good questions yesterday during our Q&A only version of Office Hours. Let's see. Oh, and Banterat sold out to Big Toothpick. I think this was in a strange time when people had an expectation from YouTube that nothing would be sponsored or ad supported. This is the irony is, and number one, whenever you are listening to a mob, you should take them seriously, or not seriously. They know not what they say, but you should pay attention to the noises they make. A curious noise artifact that pops up is saying something sellout, which is utterly fascinating from my perspective, because Scam School, most likely the thing that put me on somebody's map, was legit the most sellout thing you could do, because I pitched it. I didn't own it. It was corporate money that paid for everything and made an investment in it. And of course there's ads, and I couldn't push back, and I had no moral authority to say things. I didn't even have creative control in these early days. I was the host, writer, and primary talent on the show. But outside of that, it was only a courtesy that I got to have any feedback on a bunch of the editorial aspects of things. So literally, the story begins for most people with Brian at peak sellout, and then slowly wresting control and being able to go independent. And then, at which point, he gets enough momentum that he's able to get a TV show. Well, I guess next up would be going on the Twit Network, which is, again, a sellout move. Now, NSFW was a property that I did not own, and I had just had creative control over it. But those, and so as a result, sponsors, some of you guys know some of the sordid tales of challenges and interesting shenanigans with sponsorships, but that also was a sellout move that eventually became fully independent when Night Attack started doing its own thing. By the way, patreon.com/greatnight is where you should go if you want to support that endeavor. And then the TV show, that is also a maximum sellout move. Hacking the System was a property I did not own and did not control. I was, to be honest, it almost didn't happen because they didn't even want to give me the role of co-executive producer, which is mainly a ceremonial title. But in Hollywood, all those titles, they take very seriously because it's a type of currency. But when that ended up happening, then I'm like, great. Now I can do a spiritual successor because I made sure in the contract that I retained all the rights to all the hacks and scams and everything in that didn't get used or that did get used. And so the Modern Rogue was born. And so at any rate, it is strange and interesting to me that for 20 years, the quest has been to pull away from sellout positions and be as independent as possible. And so as a result, it is an ill-fitting title that when people try to bestow upon me, especially because very clearly I don't make a ton of money doing this. So it's like, that's the other thing on top. Anyway, man, that's all neither here. Oh my God, so close to Ad Dragon. It was AG Dragon. That's hilarious. Hey, y'all, it's me, Ad Dragon. Oh my God, Tito Gabnio, this is great. I searched Scam School because I remember that one guy that has spiky hair teaching tricks. Well, welcome back. The hair is not so spiky. The guy is a little bit older, but we are showing up every single day to walk through the good old days. And of course, if you want new adventures in more interesting esoterica, follow the Modern Rogue. But guess what? We have a brand new episode of Scam Nation coming out hopefully tonight or tomorrow. We're just working on title, thumbnail, and I have to record a wrap-up segment for it. But I'm really, really stoked about it. I only care if creators stop uploading and only do it once a month or so to meet sponsorship deadlines. Then the quality of one video to be no effort, like PewDiePie. Just Japan vlogs now with Nord. Yeah, that's interesting because I understand that impulse in terms of what your expectations as a customer are. Also, I mean, as somebody who currently is building a new skill set right in front of people, yeah, you know, like again, you guys are here. Obviously, we're tickling at the edges of cracking a really interesting story that's good, that's going places. We can see you're going to find all of the content becomes congruent with this movement. But during that time, people got to keep the lights on and while they navigate wherever it comes from, you know. So I try to extend grace on that stuff. Speaking of not owning anything, here's an idea. What about telling the Diamond Club book as an April Fool's episode for the world's greatest con? Ooh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Hold on. I'm going to do one of my favorite moves. I'm going to go to the world's greatest con group chat. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm going to just draw a circle around this. And then I'm going to save. And then I'm going to send. That's good. That's a good idea you did. You're not doing all this for free, sellout? Doing more of it for free than I'd care to admit. A lot more for free than I'd care to admit. Which is part of the reason I'm working so hard. The question from James Cobalt, is selling out a synonym for trying to not live under a bridge? Like, it's great to work for yourself, but if you want to eat, you still have to keep someone happy. Customers, viewers, somebody. Yeah, I think that there's a good... I don't know if I can find it. There was an Instagram video. I'll see if I can... We'll see if we get lucky here. Oh, wait. Maybe I have it from Bonnie. Let's see. There we go. I'll keep scrolling back a long ways. We'll see if we get lucky. But basically, it's about the little Instagram piece was about like why artists like weird things. Yeah, why creatives like weird things. I'm just gonna lo-fi this. Here, I think this is really, really good.
Gets, the stranger it becomes. Psychologists say we find things beautiful when they're easy for the brain to understand. And the smoother something feels to read or look at, visually, conceptually, or even linguistically, the more it pleases us. It makes us feel smart, like we solved something and it clicked. And that's called processing fluency, and your brain mistakes that comfort for beauty, truth, or quality. And here's the twist. Once your brain gets too good at spotting patterns, easy things stop feeling satisfying. And what used to look beautiful starts to feel predictable. People in creative fields have seen so much. Films, artworks, designs, so they build a huge visual library in their head. So at some point, the brain masters balance and proportion and starts craving friction, something less obvious to get the same spark of discovery. And that's why creatives like weird things. Experts enjoy complexity because experience trains their eye to handle it. And their taste keeps evolving with exposure and time because you've seen too much beauty and you just need a little weirdness to feel alive again.
Isn't that great? That very first part I thought was extremely good. Was
the stranger it becomes. Psychologists say we find things beautiful when they're easy for the brain to understand.
Psychologists say that we find things beautiful when they're easy to understand. I think that is a fairly profound statement because it makes sense. That's the reason that pop music is so popular, is because it's easy. You got, verse, chorus, verse, bridge, etc. Where it's like, oh, this is where the beat drops. This is where whatever. Jazz is extremely dense and difficult to parse, and it takes a lot of understanding the language to understand what's happening in it. Likewise, dad jokes are extremely approachable. Set up punchline, usually a pun. Likewise, Scam School. Part of the reason that Scam School was so good at its peak was because it had those clearly defined, clearly approachable blocks where it's easy to slot in. And I love that idea that we find things beautiful because they're easy. Symmetry, the golden ratio, pacing, lyricism, rhyming, all of these things we get. And then, of course, anytime you do anything enough, the dopamine button doesn't work quite as well. And so eventually you need to spice things up. And that's where you get into, is it heterophilia? The idea that you just want different stuff. You just love different stuff of whatever type. But Oswald the Rabbit made an app. It checks all the comments on the channel, and on every video it counts them, then shows the comments that are left uncommented. First run test. That's amazing. Hopefully we can start using that. That'll be great. I really enjoyed us making our dad joke thing. I still use it today. As a matter of fact, later on today, I believe we're doing the Weird Things podcast. I'm going to pitch that we just make an app of something live on the show. We could spend an afternoon with it. We have an opportunity, of course, with Andrew Bain, who's a gifted vibe coder and gifted prompter. I think it would be fun to just invent something exactly like this. Now, I do find that a lot of the vibe coded things, they end up running out of compute a bit earlier than I would like. Let's see. Okay, let's look at the agenda. First of all, RIP. Office hours, day numbers lining up with Scam School episodes. But to be honest, I was actually, that was too cute that they were lined up. Oh, I did want to see if I could find one thing. Let's see if we get lucky. Let's see. Oh man, so what I'm looking for is there's one particular moment when I was talking about the slipping and sticking on there. I was thinking specifically about an old Mr. Wizard trick. Let me see if I can find it. There was an old Mr. Wizard episode in which he did an experiment dragging a crayon across, I believe it was a plastic tray, and it would make a noise associated with the slipping and sticking motion that could be ameliorated with a bit of oil and friction. Could you search on YouTube or anywhere to find a reference to which clip I'm thinking of? I can so vividly picture that clip. And I believe I remember which of his retinue of kid assistants he had. I think it was the girl with the curly hair and probably a blue sweatshirt. Hey, Dovlavi, you're here just in time. Yeah, that's right. Okay, BioCow, you remember this as well, right? Science Friction 1961. No. Okay, we'll see whether or not it comes up with it. I'll probably ask Gemini to do some looking because Gemini's baked in to the YouTube environment. Have you guys noticed that you've begun to associate personalities with the different GPTs, and that there's a real value to making sure to cross-check, get a second opinion on things? Yeah, isn't that funny, BioCow? This is, I think, what LLM's real killer app is going to be. I think all of us are about to be extremely good with citations and corrections simultaneously because we have a big, rich back catalog of known facts of the time as we heard them, even though at the same time, it's now possible to synthesize these facts in increasingly unhelpful ways. That's great. I'll get you an email with the comment tool. Yeah, all of you guys, keep in touch. Brian@schwood.com. And of course, oh, look at that. I almost, did I break the steak? I think I did. I think I broke the steak. Let me go to the Patreon app and check in on the chat. I did 3 days ago. Oh no. Reset the streak to 1. Oh well. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Although yesterday, having no internet, that was about weird. Yeah. Let's see. That's Watch Mr. Wizard. I don't think that's it. Yeah, this is an earlier iteration of it. No, it was from Mr. Wizard's World on Nickelodeon. This is where we run into potential. I think this is also a sense that we're all developing, is knowing when we're in danger of chasing a mirage, an LLM mirage of progress. Yeah, there we go. So it looks like it's getting it right. We'll see if it finds it. Meanwhile, the other thing that I needed to do is find out. I think, let me see, when is Jim Louderback's South by Southwest talk? I wanted to go to that one. It was on the creator economy. So let's do this. We'll do this right here. And then we'll change this. There we go. Jim Louderback is at South by Southwest doing a creator economy talk. When is it? Let's see if it gets that. Okay. Closest match I found was interesting. There we go. Likely clip is it's finding stuff from the archival collection of the Smithsonian National Museum of American History. No. Boy, all of this stuff is about to get easy to find as well. Let's see. Write a prompt I can give to Gemini to see if it can find the clip. I think you're in the right neighborhood. So this is one of the weird parts, is that the new hyperlink is in your mind. Like, just knowing how a thing is done and knowing where we are on the thread. Oh, look at this. This is a very detailed prompt it's giving. There we go. Copy all of this. And then we'll switch over to Gemini.google.com. And then we'll see if it finds this. Upgrade to Google. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm on the wrong account. I don't want to be on this one, but we'll see if it finds it. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, it's Adam says, I asked the LLM, what do you know about me? Be complete and concise. And I found out its personality was nerdier version of myself. It has become a mirror because of my prompts. Yeah, I actually worry about that, because no matter how you encounter any LLM, you can't go more than 5 sentences into a question without telling on yourself, essentially revealing exactly who you are. There's a fingerprint to the way you talk. And normally that doesn't matter, except for it might totally matter. I don't know. Says the guy currently battling scams, robot-powered scams and cons. Let's do this. Switch this to app. There we go. Now I'm in pro. Now give me the real work. Oh, What? I'm at Pro, and now it tells me to upgrade to Google Ultra? I don't think so. I don't think so. M3 Tesla. I'm paying for my LLMs. I do the extremely high-end one on the ChatGPT just because they're more the cutting edge, and we're at the sweet spot of arbitrage where they're almost certainly losing money on the compute. And so I want to play with all of the toys in as unrestricted a way as possible so that you can iterate as fast as possible, because while most people are waiting to find out, oh man, I just missed. Oh, I missed Jim Louderback's talk. That's all right. And let's see. Under the title Friction, link me to the clip. Yeah, this is going to be the old one to get. Oh, wait. No. Yeah, this is not it at all. That's interesting. It said that it's called Friction, but then when you click on it, it's not there. Now it's actually watching and is figuring it out. How interesting. Let's see. And use direct, pick the top model that current to get the latest AIs and best. Ooh, I don't know what that means, Oswald the Rabbit. G. James B. says, surely it is obvious, even to the meanest intelligence, that during my development, I would naturally become endowed with aspects of my creator's personality. Is that sounds like a line from a sci-fi book. That's true now. Coin Worker says, I was just watching your chat on AI scams on the political orphanage. I work at a retirement community as tech support for the residents. It's getting bad for the seniors. Yeah, and unfortunately, what everybody wants is to abdicate responsibility. There will be a case for eventually a trustworthy AI concierge. That will be a way to insulate people who just can no longer be trusted with their own money. Yeah, it is bad. It is bad, and we need right now solutions. And right now, all the training is just wrong. It's all teaching to artifacts that if they still matter today, they won't matter 6 months from now. And we're at the in-between spot between where we need to be is hand-holding AI trusted assistants to do blocking for folks, but we're not there yet. And in fact, what we need is AI auditors to ask the hard question, how do you know this person? And trace everything back. We need AI PIs. Ooh, AI private investigators. AI PIs, agents that find out for sure who's who, because they do the heavy lifting. This is actually another thing that I think we're headed towards is all of the non-polite society darknet that is unindexable, or actually not darknet, the deep web, the web that says no robots allowed. You can now just have friendly, air quotes, people go out and plug in to all of these communities, trading things of value to get deeper in. Of course, the real value is going to be anybody who had an account from the before times, but basically all of that will become crawlable through the slow motion use of just talking. Like, I wonder how many folks in Discords are just robots making conversation to extract information. Tim 19862 nailed it. We need AI PI API stat. AI PI API stat. That's great. That's really great. AI PI APIs Stat. Get me pictures of Spider-Man. That's so funny. Yep, it really, really is. That is kind of our job. You're right. Okay, so let's take a look at... I did want to take a look and see just how good or bad yesterday's stream looked. I haven't even peeked at it. But the main difference was it was 1080p instead of 4K like I normally do. Let's do content live. Oh. This is working. I have no idea whether or not we're able to get, what do you call it? Here, I'm going to add an input. I'm going to set up this. That doesn't sound nearly as awful as I would have feared. I mean, nobody's going to confuse it for this studio setup. With the, I got at least these 4 hours, and then that allows me. If you think a call is robo, I just say nonsense and see what it does. My cat just put the baby in my purple dumpster. That's pretty good, BioCow. At the very least, that will inform you about things. So this will be a good test on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was cold yesterday. The pixels. I gotta tell you guys, I don't hate that. I don't hate that for being just 1080p. That really opens up a fair bit. Like, it's a different flavor, but I'm here for it. Are taking time to untwist. Oh, that's great. That's really great. Very cool. Yesterday was fine, perfectly useful and understandable and sufficient. Production could have been a bit better, but that's not the most important part in a Plan B setup. Yeah, I agree. What was the final comment count yesterday? I don't know. I didn't get a chance to ask the Restream bot. I did think it was very funny that you guys were patting it on the head. API, oh, the Dev AI tool. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at the agenda. I missed Jim Ladderback's talk, but I'll see if I can visit with him later. We saw the update from Josie. I'm not going to take time for that. We checked the 1080p. We reviewed yesterday. No, I don't have time. I have to jump on to my next one. All right, guys, that's going to be it. I got to jump on from here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys are the best. Hit me up, Brian@shwa.com, if there's anything you guys want us to focus on. Bye.